Hey guys, I'm Sammie Gallo, AFL's youth coordinator, and today I am going to be uncovering the lie or the lies that surround the idea of gender identity. Children understand the basic science of sex without much trouble. It is one of the most universal and objective facts that humanity and most of the animal and plant kingdom is created male and female. There is no third option. God created humanity, male and female, to reveal his divine image in the world. Science knows of no other models. We learned from the earlier foundations of science that X and Y chromosomes exist in all male bodies, and XX chromosomes exist in all female bodies. DNA being the foundation of our bodies is one of the most basic, uncontested facts of nature. Despite this fact, there are many lies surrounding the idea of gender in our culture today. The Bible tells a different story, and as we try today to decipher the truth from the lies, it is important we are faithful in our understanding of gender and what God created it to be. Today, we're going to cover two lies that are involved in the gender identity discussion and how to combat those with the truth found in the Bible. Gender identity myth number one. Some people are simply born in the wrong body. Here's the truth. They are not. Our bodies do not tell us lies about who we are. There is simply no scientific development that tells us being transgender is naturally occurring. It is not the way someone is or even a different kind of person. But according to the way gender theory has evolved, there is nothing anyone can say about the transgender identified person's belief about themselves. We must all accept what they believe they are. This is the only area of life where we are all required and being required to totally agree with and affirm someone's idea of self-conception. Gender identity myth number two. Transgender children must be supported in their change or they are at risk for committing suicide. This is a huge one. And the truth is that this lie actually contains two great falsehoods. First, as we have seen, many of the best clinicians and researchers on this topic absolutely do not encourage parents, teachers, and friends to go along with a child's changing their sex identity before puberty. Second, there is absolutely no evidence that failing to go along with a child's gender dysphoria or confusion about their gender, that's what dysphoria means, causes them to want to take their lives. Such research does not exist, but it is widely claimed. In fact, the research noted by Brown University, which we will link in the links to this truth versus lie episode, is that trans advocates and youth actually use a suicide narrative to manipulate parents and doctors into supporting them in providing transition services. There is no legitimate mental health protocol for professionals that tells patients with gender dysphoria that their mental well-being is subject to everyone affirming them. Overly simplistic and manipulative explanations of suicide are something wise clinicians are able to see through. Unfortunately, the real research published in 2020 shows that gender dysphoric patients who have undergone medical treatment and surgery still have disturbingly high suicide rates. And here's the kicker. This research was actually conducted in some of the most trans-affirming cultures on Earth. A lack of support does not cause suicide in gender dysphoric youth and adults. So, all of this being said, what is the best way to respond to this lie? First, we must recognize that some people struggle with their gender identity, not because they want to start a cultural revolution or resist God's design. For the most part, they truly suffer great psychological pain and are searching for meaning, identity, and purpose in who they are. Yes, we must stand absolutely true on the issue that God has created us male and female. We must not let ideological pressure intimidate or bully us into believing these gender myths. But we must always treat the hurting person with grace and teach our children to do so as well. This is the key. This is not just an issue. This is an issue that involves real people. We must graciously and compassionately help them realize what God the Father lovingly and carefully created them to be. That their mind will not be healed by changing their names, the way they dress, or by changing their gender in order to find themselves. They will only find themselves when they come to know who they are as God created them to be.